Hey, what's up guys, Anboni here. Lately, a lot of people are asking about my UI and what add-ons do I use to get this UI, and I'm gonna make this really quick video, really quick video, because I feel like I've made a very similar video in the past, but now I'm using one extra add-on, so this is an updated version. So first of all, whenever I log in, this is what my UI actually looks like. Alright, so it's pretty basic. It's pretty much the default UI, with the exception of, having the black outlines around the spells here, as well as my interface and my portrait, and my buffs and stuff like that. The add-on for that, for the black edges, is called Lorty UI. Alright, so that's pretty much the only add-on I'm using, like aesthetic-wise. That's the only one I'm using. It's called Lorty UI. There you have it. Now, in order to hide everything else, whenever I log in, I go in my secondary bar here, and I have 4 macros. All right, they're scripts, they're not add-ons, so you don't need add-ons for them. You just make a script. It's like a macro. I'm gonna have all 4 of them down in the description below. It's gonna be like a link to a paste bin. You just go there, you copy paste, and you have them yourself. So it's 4 of them, right? So the first 2 are gonna hide all these keybinds, like Shift A here and Shift V here and V here. So the first 2 are gonna hide all of them. So 1, 2, they're all gone. All right, this one hides and turns chat on and off. It's a script, it's not an add-on. Just turns it on and off. And I usually have chat off when I record videos. And then this one is another script and just hides all these griffins and the experience bar for the weapon. Bam, it's gone. And that's it. Wait, not this one. And that's it, I'm ready to play. I know some people are actually asking me about my party frames. So my party frames are the default Blizzard UI party frames. You go into interface and you go under raid profiles, okay, and you make sure you have this box checked. Use raid style party frames. So because if you don't, then your party is gonna look like this, but if you have them checked, they're gonna look like you're in a raid. And to make it look exactly like I am, just make sure you have class colors on. I have no borders, I have resources, like you can see what I have here, and then you just unlock it and I drag it here under my portrait. Grab this and you can drag it around. Lock, and it's back. I don't even know what kind of spec I have for this 3v3. It doesn't really matter. And then one last thing before I get into add-ons is the frame, like the nameplates. And if I go again under interface, names, I have, you can see what I have, all right? So I have larger nameplates, and I also have enemy units and minions and minor, because I want to see, I want to have an easier time targeting totems and siphons. And that's it, I guess. Now I have a few other add-ons that I use for PvP, and I'm gonna briefly mention those as well because they're part of my UI as well. So right here on the right I have Gladius, and I feel like everybody knows what Gladius is. It shows trinkets, it shows enemy frames. You can see the silence there, for instance, so it's easier to track things, it's easier to track DRs, and that warlock is dead. Now down here I have Omnibar, and I use Omnibar to mostly track kicks, but you can set it up to whatever you want. You can track any cooldown in the game. So I have it for all the kicks in the game, plus some other cooldowns like Cloak of Shadows and Spell Reflect and Doom Winds. And then, well, I need to go back in time a little bit, but here you have an add-on called Big Debuffs, and it shows, well, important buffs or debuffs on the target frame or focus frame or your frame. So you can see my Void form, you can see this guy's bubble, or shield wall, or polymorph, or stuff like that. So that's pretty much all I use. Oh, and I also have Trophy GCD here in the bottom left corner, and it's basically for you guys, just so you know what buttons I'm pressing, so you don't have to look at my bars and go like, okay, now he's pressing Mind Blast, now he's pressing, I don't know, Mind Bomb, just to look at what, you just look here and you see exactly what buttons I'm pressing. And I guess I have to talk about this a little bit as well. Why do I have 2 Mind Blasts, and why do I have no Vampiric Touch and no Shadow Word Pain on my bar? And by the way, if I didn't have Trophy GCD, you could be very wrong about this. For instance, if I press my Shadow Fiend, look what lights up. Instead of Shadow Fiend lighting up, it's my Mind Blast that lights up. And that's because I'm kind of stupid, okay? So don't do this. But I'm gonna explain briefly. So I don't need to see stuff like Vampiric Touch or Shadow Word Pain or, I don't know, Dispel, because, well, Dispel is arguably okay to have on your bar. I mean, I do have them on my bar, but they just look like other spells. because like Vampiric Touch is this one here, and I made it look like Power Infusion because I don't need to see Vampiric Touch on my bar. See, it's right there because it has no cooldown and it has no cost, so I can just spam it. I don't need to see the cooldown for it. I'd rather see, you know, the cooldown of Mind Blast twice, so it's easier to, I don't know, it's easier to spot. And plus it looks, I think it looks nice to have two of them like this. It's easier to track what's on cooldown and what's not. I just like it, okay? So that's it. That's everything you need to know. I know there's a lot of add-ons out there to make your life easier, especially for PvE actually, to be honest. And I know that, you know, UI is something kind of subjective. Like some people might like my UI, some people might hate it. I personally obviously like it a lot. I'm a big fan of very simplistic UIs. I like to see what's going on, have a lot of empty space. Maybe I'll just go Big D and just turn it off completely at some point and just play like this. But until then, I'm gonna stick to this. So I hope this video was useful. I know a lot of people were asking. The main question was, what's the black outline add-on? And again, it's called Lorty UI. And if you want to have like the exact same setup as me, you have the macros, the scripts down in the description. You just go there and you get them. You log in. Your screen is gonna look like this when you install Lorty UI, and then you click your. So just in case it's not 100% clear, okay, these scripts that you have in the description, you just simply make a macro out of them. So this one's one of them, this one's the second one, then the chat is, I don't know, it's this one, this is the chat. So you just make a macro, okay, you go new, I don't have any room left to make new macros, to be honest, so I can't show you, but you go new, you save it, you give it a whatever name you want, and then you log in and you press whatever keybind you put them on. So 1, 2, this one's for chat, and this one's for the griffins, bam. And you're done, okay? That's it. So I hope this was useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya. What the?